1-800-922-4400. That's 1-800-922-4400.
Mats Wilander first won the French Open at age 17. Last year, even though he said he wasn't feeling well, he won a second title here in Paris. And Mats is on center court today, playing little-known but talented Andrei Chesnikov of the USSR. For Andrei, this is only his 7th tournament outside of Russia in the last 2 years. On the other hand, Evert Lloyd has won a record-tying 6 French Opens. Last year in a thrill over Martina Navratilova. Chris is liable to be in for a thriller this afternoon, playing the dangerous teenager Gabriela Sabatini of Argentina, who is just sweet 16. ESPN, the Total Sports Network, proudly presents From Paris, another championship on the Virginia Slims and Nabisco Grand Prix Tours. This is the 1986 French Open Tennis Championship. It is Saturday in Paris. Hello, I'm Jim Simpson, and welcome to the 6th day of the first week of the French Open Championships. I like to call this Defenders' Day. On court today, you will see Mats Wilander, the number 2 seed, who is the defending champion. He's won it twice, the first time at age 17. And today he gets Andrei Chesnikov of Moscow, who gave him fits down in Rome. This is no sure thing. On the other hand, the other side, it is Evert Lloyd, herself at one time a 16-year-old phenom. Well, today she's got a 16-year-old coming up on the other side of the net from her. That's Gabriela Sabatini of Argentina, who turned 16 this month. The Defenders' Day will have the defending champions with tough afternoons, we are sure, ahead of them on the court. And it brings to mind something that Cliff Drysdale said earlier this week, and that is the depth of today's tennis is amazing. Here are 2 defending champions, and they're going to have a tough afternoon.
Well, you know, Defenders' Day is all very well, Jim, but we have said all along how deep this field is. And I don't think that means very much. I think both of these defenders are going to have to work very hard today. As far as I'm concerned, the men's draw is wide open, and I mean that, and I'll talk with Fred about that in a second. As far as the women's draw is concerned, sure, Martina Navratilova I still think is an odds-on favorite. But the bottom half of the draw, Virginia Wade, is something I think that is very much wide open. Evert, as Jim has already mentioned, has got to play Sabatini, who has a history of upsets, and she's still so doggone young, isn't she?
She certainly is, and she's playing well. I think that today is the real testing time of whether you're in form or not. And Chris has got to show that she has, although she's won 3 easy matches, that she is in winning championship form today. And so that's a very tough match for her. Carling Bassett has a tough one against Mercedes Paz, but in fact, she's already played and won that match, and we hope to show a little bit of that later. The other one that we all want to see is Steffi Graf. She's playing Pam Casal today. She should be all right, but we want to see whether she has the sort of form that can win a championship.
Virginia, everybody that you've mentioned is in one section of the draw. Now, Martina's on the other side, of course. So that is the side that really is very much still an open question. Evert Lloyd against Sabatini later today in the women's singles. Fred Starley, we were talking coming out here about the defending champion. I suppose Yvonne Lendl has had a relatively easy time of it. That has not been true, of course, of Mats Wilander, and he has another tough one today, although I don't know this guy, I've never seen this guy, I've heard you talk about him, and I've heard a lot of other people talk about him. What about this Chesnikov?
Well, of course, Mats has a tough one today. He struggled through the one with Aaron Krickstein in 5 sets the other day. He played Chesnikov in Rome and won that one in a struggle, and came into the locker room and said, I really don't know how to play this guy. That's the lights went down. He played them in a night match down there. So I think he's in for a tough one today. And if you're looking for outsiders, we tried to pick it yesterday, either Haiti or Pernfors or Chesnikov, and I think Mats is in for a tough one. The other one that we wanted to have a look at is Boris Becker and one of the few Americans left in the tournament, Elliot Telscher. Elliot's had some pretty good results over here in Paris, but I think Becca's got to get through today.
Well, Vijay Amritraj is going to be joining us all later on in the day. This is day number 6, as Jim said. It's a Saturday, a little overcast, but I think we're going to have a full day's tennis and a good day's tennis. Stay with us.
At Seiko, great technology.
Handling. So say bye-bye, basics. Who made their most affordable car even better? The name is Nissan, America's #1 selling import car.
Chris Evert Lloyd has lost to this young woman earlier this year. Her name is Steffi Graf. She's won 24 in a row, and she's with Cliff Drysdale.
Thank you, Jim. Steffi, you played very well today, but you don't feel that good, do you?
Well, no, I have some kind of cold and had a little bit temperature yesterday evening, so it's not so good.
You taking something for it?
Yeah, I have very much medicines at home. Yeah,
The first set today you played extremely well, hardly missed anything at all.
Yeah.
Second set, you seemed to lose concentration just for a couple of games. You lost one serve.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you're winning that easily, sometimes you're not concentrated on every point too much. And I mean, it was not such a hard match, so it was okay if I lose 1 or 2 games.
You're tired of the questions, I know about it. 24 in a row. This is the biggest one. Of course, you
Yes.
won 4. So maybe it's different, but can you win it?
Well, I'm feeling really well on clay, but I think it's much too early to say I can win this tournament. But, I mean, I'm satisfied already with coming to the quarters, and I'm really looking forward to the match against Hannah Medlikova. And I hope to play well against her and try to win.
Tough section of the draw. If you beat her,
Yeah,
if
that's
you beat
right.
Chrissy.
Well-
Martin in the final.
I mean, I'm not looking that far ahead, but I mean, I think the next match is going to be really hard.
Clay, your best surface?
Well, I mean, I like to play also on hard court, but in the moment I'm having so much success on clay, and I'm born on clay, so maybe it's my best.
Just 16 years old, Steffi. It's a quick education for someone of your age, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if someone would have told me that in such early years they're going to come that far, I mean, I never would have believed him. I would have said he's crazy, but I mean, even in the beginning of the year, I think everything was coming quite fast.
Playing well. It looks to me like you can do it. Congratulations, and thank you for spending the time with us.
Thanks.
Back to you, Jim.
All right, Cliff, and that was live, and now we showed you when we came on the air the results of the ongoing Chris Evert Lloyd match, and along with Gabriela Sabatini. Now by tape we're going to pick it up. It is 6-1 Sabatini, only the second set she has won ever from Chris Lloyd before, and it is on serve. Sabatini serving at 1-2 in the second, best of 3. Gabrielle, 16 years old this month, and at one time Chris Evert Lloyd was a 16-year-old phenom herself. But she's down a set. 1-2 in the second, and I'm joined by Virginia Wade. Noise in the background from center court.
Sabatini has been playing really at the best of her game the whole of the first set. She's been pushing Chris around. Chris has not been playing badly. She's been missing a few balls literally by inches, but
Wide.
that's the sort of pressure Chris has been under. She's been forced to go for a little bit more than she probably is comfortable at this stage of the match. It hasn't been quite smooth for her, and so that when she's forced, she's just been missing the lines.
To put into perspective for you age-wise, Gabriela Sabatini was 16 this month, and Steffi Graf, whom you just saw live, will be 17 in June. So they're about a year apart.
And
a
it's
lot more than that on the court, I think, at this moment. Steffi is something.
Well, Steffi is really tremendous.
Must be having a ride over at Summit Court.
Again, just wide.
15-30.
Steffi and Sabatini are very different types of players. They're very different physiques, totally different mentalities, one would imagine, coming from Germany and from a Latin background. But it's fun that you do have two such different young players doing well at the moment. Chris really has to make some sort of impression early in this second set.
That's good.
A little bit more aggressive from Chris, although she had to win that point several times over. She's got to take the initiative somehow. 30-40.
Like a soccer match, excuse me, sound like a soccer match on center court.
Well,
The blind dispute probably, because it's been going on for some time.
they like to get into it.
Wide.
Still isn't quite in her stride. The only thing is that Chris, even when she isn't quite there, she's still making the other girl work so hard for every point. But this is an important game.
I'm remembering what you said at the show's opening, Virginia. Interesting to see whether or not Chrissy is on form or in form to win a championship.
Madame Evert, Lloyd.
Well, I think at this stage of the tournament, you have to really be in your stride. I use that word again because you're not going to have enough confidence to win if you're not really hitting your peak form at this stage. But Chris has not been tested in this tournament yet, so this is a real shock coming up against somebody like Gabby, who's playing really well today and who has given her trouble before.
Well, that ball seemingly skipped right off the baseline. Some people thought it was out, but it is a break for Chris Evert Lloyd. And she leads 3-1 in the second after having been demolished in the first 6-1.
And this is where Chris is so tough. You work so hard to win that first set that it's hard to keep it up, not only emotionally but physically as well. And this has been one area where Sabatini hasn't been quite as strong. She's grown a lot in the last year, so she probably doesn't have her full strength yet.
What an angle.
Well, I think that's what she's going to have to do a little bit more. Find a way of getting into the net. If we watch this, Chris gets the opening by that whipped cross-court backhand, and she reads it and does exactly the right thing.
Realize Mats Wilander, defending champion, has lost, and Chris Evert Lloyd, defending champion, is down a set.
There's always a day like this in the middle of a
Bad day at Black Rock. And as it has turned out, they're playing for the right to get Steffi Graf.
Well,
If that's a right.
But in actual fact, I think Steffi gets to play Mandlikova.
That's right.
And the winner of that will play the winner of this one and Bassett.
I've already
Solid.
conceded it.
Yeah, solid
I don't think
draw.
Hannah has. Yes. Showing a little bit more of that form you were looking for, Virginia.
Well, if we just watch this point again, she knows she has to try to get into the net and be aggressive some way or another. It's not her favorite way of being aggressive, but if she's not doing it from the baseline, she knows that she can do it from the net. Well, she had a broken string there, and you sometimes get some extra little touch from that.
Back to Paris in a moment.
Hi, I'm Kathy Paxton with your ideal beachfront estate. Wake to the sounds of the ocean and go for a swim just steps away on this private white sandy beach. Enjoy the swimming pool, large living room, gourmet kitchen, sauna, and jacuzzi tub in the master bath. To see this unique property, call us at Paxton Properties, 879-4433.
Ma'alaya Harbor, Sea Sport, Molokini, great fun, fish.
Don't miss the Sea Sport to Molokini. Call 879-3318 or stop by Kihei Sportswear in the Kihei Town Center.
Who says you can't have 100% imported hops and a less filling beer? Old world aging and a less filling beer. Smooth super premium taste and a less filling beer. Michelob Light, the best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
I laughed when Virginia Wade said it. You didn't hear it. Gabriela Sabatini, on our tape of what happened earlier today, walked off to replace her racket, as Virginia said. She had broken a string, and then she said, we think we broke a string too, because we went away before we should. We're still in game 5, and it's 30-all. Now it's 30-40.
And it's strange. Chris is almost getting there, but then she still is making unnatural errors. She's got to cut down her errors. That's number one, and then be aggressive on top of it.
And Gabriela breaks right back. They're on serve again, and this young Argentinian, just 16 years old, won the first set from the defending champion, who has won this title 6 times.
At Seiko, great technology inspires great design. Steel rods and gleaming hinges for a supple bracelet watch. Gold tone on gray tone for the definitive strap watch. A second hand on her elegant dress watch. Water resistant too, very today. One diamond and a rich two-tone setting, very tonight. Man invented time, Seiko perfected it.
Fans, please.
Mr. Garfield, welcome to Embassy Suites Hotel.
My room.
Oh, all our rooms are really two-room suites for the price of a single room.
Beautiful. Don't change a thing.
The living room, sir.
Love what you've done with this room.
The bedroom.
This is great. I need my space.
And of course, you'll want to take advantage of Embassy Suites free breakfast.
Food.
Served every morning.
At Embassy Suites, you don't have to be a fat cat to enjoy the sweet life.
I resemble that remark.
Andrei Chesnikov has eliminated defending champion Mats Wilander. We showed you that on tape. And this is Gabriela Sabatini, the 60-year-old from Argentina that's trying to do the same thing with Chris Evert Lloyd. She is in the second set, leading by a set, and serving a 2-3 on serve.
Well, that is only her first double fault. Again, maybe that racket she picked up, the tension could be just a little bit different, or the feel just slightly different.
As Virginia so often said, in this half of the draw, Gabriela, Chrissy, Hannah, Steffi, Martinez in the other half, of course.
Jim, Chris is making her run all over the court. Now, I'm just wondering whether she can possibly keep that sort of physical exertion up, because that is hard work against Chris. I actually think that in a way she's better running from side to side, but on the other hand, if you can wear her out, then you're halfway there.
And as you've already indicated, you don't think she's at full strength yet after a fast growth in a year.
I think you give her another year or two and she will be really strong. It's a lot to expect from these youngsters.
Is she already mentally tough or not?
She seems to be very even-tempered in matches. Sometimes I've seen her maybe lose a slight bit of interest, but I certainly haven't seen any sign of that this tournament. She has played a lot in the last year. She's played a lot of tournaments. It's hard to keep it up all the time.
Another break of serve, and Chris Evert Lloyd goes up a service break and leads 4-2. Gabriela won the first set, remember, 6-1.
And Chris must be relieved to have a relatively easy game, a double fault and a missed overhead, because that's what she is looking for at the moment, a little way of getting a bit of leverage in this match. Too good.
That's too good. Just can't get there.
Gabriela generates a tremendous amount of pace on that forehand. Watch that little backhand, very delicate touch on that. Well, Chris was hindered by that net cord on that, but Gabby likes that forehand. I think she hits the forehand better actually on the run. She can go both ways with it. Wow.
Gabriela's climbing right back.
Yeah, Chris must be wondering when she's going to eliminate all the errors, because errors are not part of her usual game at all.
Well, if she wanted a tough match, she's getting one.
She certainly is. This is the same as the semi-final was last year, so it seems a little rough to have to play a semi-finalist in the round of 16.
Double fault, the third for Chrissy. Look at that. Got an easy game when she broke Gabriela to Sabatini, and then turns right on and Gabriela gets an easy game. They've both been broken twice. They're on serve in the second set. It's 4-3 Evert.
What are people saying about the Seasport to Molokini?
Oh, we just all had a wonderful time. Good food, good people, good boat.
Seasport to Molokini. Call 879-3318 or stop by Kihei Sportswear in the Kihei Town Center.
Hi, welcome to Shanghai.
You never can tell at the Shanghai all those stars. In fact, Julio said one day, to all the thighs I've served before.
Pacific Hawaiian Jewelry, located at 160B Market Street in Wailuku, is putting their entire inventory on sale. Bracelets, pendants, rings, all solid 14-karat gold, either barrel or flat, now on sale. Pacific Hawaiian Jewelry is also offering an incredible 3-for-1 special. Free matching ring and initial pendant with the purchase of any Hawaiian bracelet. There's no limit on name length, and all scrolling will be done free of charge. For a gift that lasts a lifetime, call now for custom-made Hawaiian jewelry.
Jim Simpson, Virginia Wade, along with Fred Stolle, V.J. Armitage, and of course Cliff Drysdale. We showed you Wielander, defending champion, being upset by tape because such is the nature of the draw. It was the first match of the day. And now we're watching Gabriela Sabatini try to do the same thing to Chris Evert Lloyd. And that is upset the defending champion. And this also is on tape because it was an early match. But once this is over, you will see Boris Becker and Elliot Telcher, the USA, and that will be live because that is the last match on court at center. Here is Sabatini serving at 3-4 the second. She won the first set.
They've had marvelous array of matches for today, planned for today, and a huge crowd from very early this morning, Saturday. Well, that's a little surprising to see Chris come in behind Sabatini's second serve, but that's probably the shortest ball she's going to find in a rally. I'd love to see Chris doing that much more often.
I don't remember our Ginny staying back too much.
I liked it when Steffi Graf said that she was born on clay. They feel comfortable on it.
Right.
Or the baseline. Chris is still not sure how she's supposed to play Sabatini. Now, she has played her 3 times before, and if we watch this, she got a little bit, in my mind, a little tentative in that point. Gave Gabby the opportunity to come in, and Gabby hits a beautiful volley. She is very comfortable at the net as well as at the baseline. Chris sort of still feeling away a little bit, I feel, Jim.
It's hard to say, Virginia. She trains in Key Biscayne, Florida, so she knows the language and knows the American players very well. She's been around even though she's just 16. The number 1 seeds, Lendl and Navratilova, do not play today. They play tomorrow. Wow, that's a bad double fault. Second.
Now, definitely a little bit of fatigue, probably both mental and physical.
And this woman is strong mentally and physically.
Yes, oh, she's in tremendous shape, and she doesn't work as hard on the court. If you watch Gabby, she is working much harder with the stroke production and moving.
On the line, so say the judges.
Well, Chris giving her a little help still. 3-4. If Gabriela can win this game. She is in a very good spot. 3-4, one set up, 30 all.
And if Chrissy can win it, she could serve for the set and square this match. Opportunity to do just that. Break point. Take a look at that face of Gabriela Sabatini. You know where the song "When You Were Sweet 16," how it fits in 1986. Pretty
Yes,
little girl.
She certainly is. Great coloring.
Another one, and it is 5-3, and Chris Evert Lloyd is going to serve for the second set to tie this at a set apiece.
Chris knowing that she's got to take the initiative. Good backhand. And that's what makes Chris so good, is that she is going to do the right thing at difficult times. 5-3.
Notice there, Chris Evert Lloyd is one of the few that just has one ball when she goes out to serve. She used to throw the second behind her. They don't let her do that anymore, so she's taking one at a time rather than have two in the toss hand.
Well, she needs that second hand for her backhand.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you've got ball boys out there, why not use them? Well, it's a slightly depressing game this one for Chris, because she's had a net cord and a ball off a line in succession. So just as she's trying to get her teeth into it, she just can't come to grips with it yet. Love 30.
Now, that is long, and that was a long run for Gabby Sabatini, 15-30. Midnight tonight, a highlight show of all that has happened. If you did not read it in this morning's paper, Johan Creek, the top American, won his match in 5 sets late last night, so he is still in it. He will play tomorrow. When we left the air yesterday, Guillermo Vilas was in the second set over Jan Gunnarsson of Sweden. He went on to win that match after we left the air. 30 all. And Chris Evert Lloyd is serving for this, the second set.
Bad luck.
Set point. Chris Evert Lloyd, I guarantee you, once you get her back in the match, and if she wins this, she is certainly in the match, down a set, make it a set apiece. And you'd have to think young Gabby's going to have a tough time in the next set.
Well, I know where I put my money.
A lot of people thought that was out. It's right on the line. give up on Sabatini. Oh. All that running, some great gets, and then misses the backhand into the net. And it is a set apiece. Young Gabriela Sabatini of Argentina won the first set 6-1. The veteran and defending champion, Chris Evert, wins the second 6-3.
Now, the amazing Wella Mousse, the disappearing styling foam.
Wella Mousse is lifting me so high, high.
Soft control for your hair, but you can't tell it's there.
I get that lift from Wella Mousse. I need that lift from Wella Mousse.
The disappearing styling foam. Watch it disappear.
So light, so high, so light, so high.
Wella Styling Mousse with its special European formula is now available in this big 9-ounce bonus size. Look for the double value sticker.
I get that lift from Wella Mousse. I need that lift from Wella Mousse.
Wella would like you to have this special mousse styling comb, plus a $1 store coupon towards your next purchase of Wella Mousse. Send 50 cents to cover shipping and handling to this address today.
So light, so high, so light, so high.
You can't tell it's there.
High, high, high.
From Wella.
We are back. Gabriela Sabatini, Chris Evert Lloyd. We're about to begin set number 3. Lendl, Navratilova not playing today. Wielander, the defending champion, upset today. Still to come later is Boris Becker and Elliot Telcher.
And one of the differences in these two sets is the unforced errors. And Chris has been about the same, but Gary's unforced errors have deteriorated quite a lot, like twice.
9 more in the second set than in set number 1. 17 total in set number 2. And now we begin set number 3. This is it. Women's tennis, play 3. No tiebreaker in this, the third set. Play to conclusion.
Good play from Gabby. She's got to get a second wind here, and I would say do exactly what she's doing. Take advantage of that sort of good shot that she hit there and come in, and she's comfortable. She has good anticipation at the net. 15 love.
Oh, that's out. 15 all.
Just missed, but Gabby had control of that point totally. She's difficult to get any rhythm against because with that heavy topspin and that forward momentum that she generates on the ball, you can't quite read and you can't quite take the ball on the rise. It really keeps coming through.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. I know that when Chris struggled against her last year in a 3-set match that she, as we watch again here, Chris said that she was amazed at the pace that Gabby hit the ball. And we just saw it right in that point. Fast balls.
Looks like 5, 6, 7 years down the line, if not before, you're going to see Sabatini and Graf. It'll be your Evert Lloyds and your Navratilovas of the future.
Both good physiques, both Sabatini and Graf. Good shot. That backhand of hers down the line, she can do it in her sleep. That shot. She will go cross-court, 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 and then she'll just whip that one down the line.
Speaking of the future, when John Lloyd, Chrissy's husband, said he was retiring, Chrissy said, I will take it 1 year at a time. She's not making any prediction on retirement.
Well, I would hate to see her retire. She's too big an asset to the game to let her go.
Big crowd, center court. Chris Evert Lloyd, Gabriela Sabatini. Later here live, you're going to see Boris Becker and Elliot Telcher, the USA, who can play on clay. Well, the ice lolly is Evert Lloyd and Sabatini in the third set.
Sabatini, 1-0, dernier set.
Chocolate lovers, pay attention. June 1st is your day. The 3rd annual Symphony in Chocolate is coming to the Maui Intercontinental Wailea. All-you-can-eat chocolate delights, accompanied by chamber music and champagne. The Symphony in Chocolate is sponsored by the Maui Family YMCA. Get your chocolate appetites ready and feast on fabulous desserts. Sunday, June 1st from 2 to 4:30 p.m. at the Maui Intercontinental Wailea. Call 242-9007 to reserve your tickets. Space is limited.
Ma'alaya Harbor. Sea Sport. Molokini. Great fun. Fish.
Don't miss the Sea Sport to Molokini. Call 879-3318 or stop by Kihei Sportswear in the Kihei Town Center.
Sabatini won the first 6-1. As you look at the left side of that scoreboard there, Evert Lloyd the second 6-3. Gabby has just won the first game of the final set.
And they've been on for 1 hour and 10 minutes, so prepared for tennis. Both girls working extremely hard out there, doing a lot of running.
Actually, Virginia, we think that clock is wrong. We figure they've been out there about 15 or 20 minutes longer than that. I think they started that a little late.
It's funny how many of these things are inaccurate. You look at the temperature on 2 courts and they're 10 degrees different. So
Evert Lloyd had love won in the final set.
Still, we humans are probably more reliable.
Tell you what, if what you say is true, and it looks to be that Gabby is not yet full strength after that fast year of growth, she is being run to death now by Chris Evert Lloyd.
Well, it's interesting that Chris is choosing to play her like this and move her all over the court, because I actually think one might be better off to play her a little bit more up the middle on the backhand, as I watched Mary Jo Fernandez play her last week in Lugano and beat her that way. But Chris is so accurate that she can absolutely run somebody ragged, but I think she can win whichever way she pleases, generally speaking. We'll see.
Pretty Love, this is a Saturday afternoon in Paris, France, day 6 of the 1986 French Open Championships. Our 6th day on the air. We've got 5 days of 5 hours of coverage next week, Monday through Friday. Yep.
Very good. That's the shot that you can go either way. Cross court or down the line. You really, if you watch when Chris goes in, you really can't tell which way she's going to go on that. I'm just not sure why Chris missed that ball. The rally was a very solid rally. Both girls very confident in it. Sometimes you miss balls because you change your mind. Maybe there is still some doubt in Chris's mind which way to go about playing this young Argentinian girl. Second serve, 30-all. She doesn't want to get herself into trouble here, Chris. Well, another error from Chris. So, Gabby has a break point.
You're on the third set.
Now, these are the big points. These are the points which are hard to win against Chris, harder even than any other point.
And did not win a deuce. Well, you brought it up, Jenny. I'll just echo what many people say. For all you can say about Chris's game, one of the biggest parts of it is just mental toughness. Oh, she's tough.
It's incredible how many people you'll watch actually get break points and play well and get an advantage, and they cannot win the game. And she just puts it up a notch once when she's down a game point.
Now she goes from break point to deuce to game point to even this final set at one apiece. It's 1-all in the third.
What a point. What a tremendous point after all those long, deep shots. Gabby did well to get there, but this is impossible.
You know, I enjoy tradition, Jenny, and I'm not trying to upset tradition, but it is something to see Martina walk onto the court yesterday in all red before she took off her jacket, and Chrissy in almost the same kind of thing in blue today. I like the color on the court.
Well, I must
say,
say,
get to Wimbledon, that won't happen.
I must say I agree, but I think that actually it's sort of fun to have the one tournament where it is all white because it is a contrast.
I'm with you. I like tradition. Working hard and losing the point. You can hear not only now on each shot by Gabby, but when she's running, you can hear the effort.
Yeah, you can. I mean, she really is heaving out there. Chris looks very light on her feet. She looks as if she's might as well just have started the match. She keeps herself in terrific shape. I think she's stronger than she ever was, actually, Chris.
I think she's in better shape.
Yep.
I mean, just to look at, let alone her stamina and the rest of it. That was close.
I do feel that the one shortcoming of Gabby's game is a little bit the excessive energy she has to put into each stroke. She really absolutely uses her entire body and pulls out of balance a little bit as she hits it. And it seems to me a very exhausting way of hitting a tennis ball. But it is sort of the current style. And you look at Chris, and there's nothing that can go wrong with her game. She's always unbalanced. She always hits the ball early. She never falls out of position.
Love 30. Sabatini won the first set 6-1. The defending champion Chris Evert Lloyd the second 6-3. It's 1-all in the third.
But although it's 1-all in the third, I have the feeling that Gabby feels it's about 1.5 sets down.
Break chances. Perhaps for Chris. Biggest story of the French Championships is the 3rd, 5th, and 6th, 7th seeds have been eliminated. All of them are Swedish, and one of them was Wilander today, the defending champion.
I don't think anybody would have predicted that.
30-all. And here comes a break possibility.
I know Chris needed a close match, but I wonder if she wants as close a match as this.
You want it close and tough, but don't scare the life out of me.
Exactly.
Or perhaps lose it.
What a shot. This again is the shot that wins her so many points. She just suddenly winds up and zips it down the line, and you really can't tell that it's going there. Very well concealed. Excellent. Deuce. Well, it was the right thing to do. Take that ball in the air.
From side to side.
Yep.
And there's the break. Evert is up a service break in the third.
ESPN Home Video, your source for the highest quality sports home video cassettes, presents Teaching Kids Tennis with Nick Bollettieri. This 60-minute video cassette is designed to teach you how to teach your child the game of tennis in a fun, constructive way. Nick Bollettieri has groomed current stars Jimmy Arias, Aaron Crickstein, and Carling Bassett. Nick starts with simple games and exercises that develop hand-eye coordination and takes you through the fundamentals of the game.
We're trying to offer your son and daughter a lifetime sport.
In addition, sports psychologist Jim Laird provides guidelines for parents to build youngsters' confidence. Teaching Kids Tennis with Nick Bollettieri is the best teaching aid for getting your kids off on the right foot in tennis, the sport of a lifetime. Order your copy today for only $39.95. Call 1-800-554-9000. That's 1-800-554-9000. Only from ESPN Home Video, the best in quality sports video cassettes.
Welcome back to Paris in the 1986 French Open Championships. You're watching Gabby Sabatini, age 16, against Chris Evert Lloyd, now in her 30s, a defending champion like Margaret Court Smith, 6-time winner here in the women's, and that is a record held by those two women. And earlier today, as we said, Mats Wilander was a loser. He is the defending champion, 2-time winner, with Lendl and Noah not playing today, and Navratilova not playing today. And of the top 10s, the 4 seeds that have gone out are all Swedes. 2, 5, 6, and 7. And now here's Evert Lloyd up a service break, serving at 2-1 in the third.
Yeah, that's good. But it's still close, this match. It's still very close. The momentum hasn't entirely swung one way or the other. It was all with Gabriela at the beginning. And then Chris has struggled to stay even, but it's sort of edging her way, the balance. Gabby's got to make sure that she doesn't let her really get ahead here. Forget about her tiredness.
And on this surface, it is not nearly as fatal to be down a service break as it would be at center court Wimbledon.
No, serves are not the dominant feature on clay.
15 all. Break to Evert Lloyd. What's this?
Well, she called not up, but I don't know whether Chris thought that Gabby got it or not. However, Chris won the point anyway.
Chris, who's doing the line that time and can't get to the last one. It's 30 all.
Well, Chris took a long time before she hit that serve, really trying to get everything composed. She got a free shot, 40-30. Good point. In the middle of that point, she had to retrieve a lob from Chris, which bounced 2 inches inside the baseline. And then she comes back. What a good angle that is. Well played. Try.
And another game point for Chrissy. This little person really runs her heart out and has had to against Chris Evert.
Yeah, has a lot of court to cover here. Chris pushed, but you do have a lot of open court to hit that ball into if you hit back cross court on the little drop shot. Advantage, Chris.
Look out, Gabby. It's game to Evert Lloyd. She leads 3-1 in the final set after having lost the first set 1-6.
Good effort there, but not good enough. Chris simply had to put it there. Chris anticipates so well. You know, she is never out of position if you hit a drop shot, or even on the overhead. She usually knows which way you're going to hit the smash.
Also in the same half of the draw, Anna Mondlikova won her match today, and you saw live Steffi Graf win her match over Pam Casals of the USA. It is cool here today, as you can tell by the jackets, the top coats, the scarves. But unlike the last 2 days, we've had no rain at Roland Garros. Not yet.
And no wind today.
Not to speak of, anyway. That's out.
It's all very even here. You feel that the momentum's going to start swinging one way, and then it just swings right back even. Gabby's right in everything at the moment.
A little color combination there. Purple, green, pink. Well, you say that, but she is down on the service break, and she can't throw a couple more points away, or it will be Chris's. Great points. 15-40.
First time I would think that Chris is really beginning to breathe a little more easily. There it is again, that winning backhand down the line.
This shot here coming up kind of halfway answers the question I asked of you, and that is, she mentally tough, down 2 break points, and watch this backhand. Plays a big point very well. Had it right there. The deuce court was open for the overhead, but she finds the net. Down 2 service breaks. Evert Lloyd 4-1 in the final.
I'm Kathy Paxton with the peacefulness of old Hawaii in this completely restored home in historic Wailuku town. Enjoy the high ceilings and fans, the hardwood floors, sisal floor covering, and raw silk wall covering, the spacious modern kitchen, and the shady deck. If this home appeals to you, call us at Paxton Properties, 879-4433 or 667-9108.
It's one of the biggest events to hit Maui, the Tropical Plantation Barbecue Sunset Hayride and Country Party, every Monday and Wednesday evening, 5:30 at the Maui Tropical Plantation in Waikapu. You can enjoy an evening filled with the country home-style goodness seasoned with a special island touch. Take the hayride through acres of lush tropical foliage. You'll eat steaks right off the grill, accompanied by an all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet with all the fixings. After dinner, you'll be entertained by Maui's own Hawaiian Country Show. All this only at the Maui Tropical Plantation. Call 244-7643 for more information.
Jim Simpson with Virginia Wade. We're watching taped what happened earlier here today, and that is between Chris Evert Lloyd and Gabby Sabatini. Earlier today also, Mats Wilander, the defending champion, lost. And earlier today, Steffi Graf was a big winner here. And here it is, 4-1 in the third and final set. Evert Lloyd leading and serving. Lost the first set. Called it Defender's Day. Wilander couldn't pull it off. He lost to Chesnikov of the USSR. Now Chrissy's trying to successfully get through this match and look on to bigger and tougher things. This has been tough enough.
Yes, it was short-lived, her 3 nice, easy matches. Now she's up against it all the way. Tired-looking Gabriela Sabatini. It's amazing. She looks tired, but she's fighting so hard, and you can't really read what is exactly going on in her expression. I mean, just watch how much court she covers here. She certainly doesn't let the fatigue stop her from giving everything. Good gets. 15-all.
Meanwhile, Chris Evert Lloyd has the poised, cool, confident look. Not only is she a veteran, but she's up 2 service breaks. First time she's been able to breathe a little bit easy today.
One of the few returns of serve that Gabby has missed. I actually like her return of serve a lot. She not only hits it hard, but she keeps it consistent and deep. Well, Chris.
Everybody's entitled to a mistake now and then, huh? Well, that was a big one. Way wide, 30-all.
I don't suppose she's allowing herself the luxury of letting up a little bit. I haven't seen her do that too many times. 30-all. Oh, it was the right place. Gabriela had left early to go to the other side. She would have been wrong-footed, so now it's
Look, boy, does she have the day off. Our defending, well, not defending champion, but she's won it a couple of times. Number 1 in the world, Martina Navratilova.
What a sandwich de jambon in a...
Now, the 16-year-old is only down 1 service break.
Thinking of Martina there, I was amused to see that she was scheduled to play a women's doubles and a mixed doubles, and they were both back-to-back on the same court. Most people want to have a good old rest in between matches.
Right.
She particularly requests to play the mixed following right on so that she doesn't get cold or she gets enough exercise or whatever.
Get it over with for the day.
Well, it's great to see her playing 3 events in these big tournaments.
0-15.
Love 15. You don't anticipate in her half of the draw before the finals Martina having this kind of match?
No, I think Martina is playing too well, and that it just hasn't got quite the same depth up there. It's just the way sometimes it happens with draws.
Almost there, 15 all. Got the angle, but didn't get it across the net.
I think the really best of the other names in that top half, Koda Kilch, Sukova, and Fernandez, are all in the same section. They'll probably wear each other out before they get to play Martina.
Sukova makes it. She did beat Martina, remember, in the Australian, but that was on grass. 15-30.
15-30.
Now digging herself a hole. 15-40, a single point here in the next two, and Chris Evert Lloyd would be serving for this match after having lost the first set. She survived the second set despite being broken twice in that set. That's why. 30-40.
From Gabriela. Interesting to see them throwing in some slow balls, because when Chris was Gabriela's age, she used to play a lot more of those slow balls, but then suddenly it was Gabriela who accelerated here, came up with a perfect little drop shot. Chris gets there, good speed of course, couldn't quite control the ball though. So from being break points to be 5-2 up, it's now deuce. And I'm sure Chris would prefer to have 2 breaks in hand here. If Gabriela wins this game, it will be pretty close again. Seems as if Gabriela's got a little inspiration back again, it's giving it everything. Good shot, but then she throws in this delicate little short angle backhand, and actually Gabby could have gone any way with that. She was in a position to win that point all the way.
Game point at 2-4.
Égalité.
count. A third chance for Chris Evert Lloyd. The breakthrough and serve for the match.
Yeah, sensing that she's got to take advantage of that short second serve, sensing that Gabriela was a little tired on those serves. She took a lot of time. Good move from Chris. She could have hit that one in the air.
She's having the run. That's it with center court at Roland Garros on the western edge of Paris. And the defending champion, Chris Evert Lloyd, will be serving for the match when we come back.
Whether it's a simple office phone or a large custom-tailored telecommunications system, whether it's voice only or voice and data, digital switching, transmission equipment, tie lines, Watts lines, multiple long-distance hookups, there's one company that can do it all. No, GTE.
Who says you can't have 100% imported hops and a less filling beer? Old world aging and a less filling beer. Smooth super premium taste and a less filling beer. Michelob Light, the best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
It has been a long time. I'm guessing, as we said earlier, we do not think that clock is accurate. I think it's better than 2 hours that Chris Evert Lloyd and Gabby Sabatini have been out there. And Chris would like to make it only a few more moments. She leads 5-2 in the final set against Gabriela Sabatini, 16 years old this month, from Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Oh, yes.
Right on the line.
0-15.
Another good return of serve.
Serving for the match, and it's love 30. The old axiom that we've repeated several times. Just after you've broken, or when you're serving for a set or match, at the toughest times to hold on to serve. And Chris is finding it a little difficult.
Well, they've had 3 breaks in a row. Chris lost her last serve.
Well, and Chris said yes there, and 3 break points to climb back within a service break of Chris Evert Lloyd. 15-40. A lot of people thought that was a fault, but Gabby didn't say anything about it, just walks over to the deuce court. There it is. It is. Here we go, back and forth. Let's see, the last 4 service games have all been breaks, and now Gabby Sabatini will serve at 3-5 and try to hold on to her serve.
Well, that's right, because if she holds her serve, Chris will not be happy going in to serve for the match, having just lost 2 previous service games. So it's a big game again. They all are at this stage. You don't want to let things slip out of your grasp. A little more freedom with the shots again. I suppose at this stage all you can do is go for it. Good backhand, set that up with a relatively easy overhead.
That's 15 all. That ball is not in. We hope to show you Boris Becker and Elliot Telcher, but Dakota Windsor to play still has a match going on as you watch this. And it may be that we'll see them, but not much of them, which is a shame because that is a big, big match for Telcher. That's out. Do you think Virginia?
Actually, Chris's board did just miss that second one, so it's now 40 love to Gabriela. So
to get back.
Little hint of displeasure on Chris's face.
Not after that.
Yeah, I think
but she's still down 40-15.
Yeah, I think she was a little mad that she got herself into this situation. That was definitely a slightly mad shot.
Finding the lines. And Gabby did not. It's 40-30. This doesn't look overly concerned, does she?
Well, I think she was disappointed in this particular game.
Disappointed but not concerned.
No, she looks determined, and that's what it's all about.
Love to deuce. Look out, Gabby. I remember when Chris was 16, semifinals, Wimbledon, Billie Jean just took her off the court, won in love, and now, about 15 years later, here's Chris with a 16-year-old trying to get her out. Not as quickly, but get her out. Now she's in real trouble. But when it comes to the big points, this woman here really plays them well. And if she wins it, the match is over. She will have won the final 2 sets and the match. That was supposed to be enough. Oh! What a way to end the match. 1-6, 6-3, 6-3. That's Wielander lost to Chesnikov, one defending champion. But this defending champion, Christine Marie Evert Lloyd, wins in 3 sets over Sabatini.
The Fairway Restaurant, located between Wailea's 2 championship golf courses.
offers an outstanding dining experience. A salad bar and rich desserts complement the fine cuisine presented in a friendly, scenic atmosphere. The continental menu offers prime beef, fresh Maui fish, and succulent sweet and sour shrimp. The chef, known to be a master with veal, offers a wide selection of tantalizing dishes. The Fairway Restaurant. Come and discover Wailea's best-kept secret.
It's a jungle out there when it comes to finding a good used car. But at Dollar Car Sales, you'll find incredible savings on quality cars. Don't take chances. Check out our daily ramp specials. A dollar deal denies danger. At Dollar Car Sales across from the Maui Palm. Here, everyone's a satisfied customer.
High atop Hawaii's Mauna Kea lies one of the world's premier spots for astronomical observation. And in Scotland, at the Royal Observatory, lies one of the world's premier centers for astronomical study. The problem is, they're 7,000 miles apart. The solution? A computer link, enabling the scientists in Scotland to control the telescope in Hawaii and retrieve the data in seconds. G. No, GTE.
You can't have it all. Who says you can't love your work and the change of pace? Who says you can't have light beer with super premium taste? Michelob Light. Oh yes you can. Michelob Light. Oh yes you can.
Super premium taste and a less filling beer.
Michelob Light. Oh yes you can. Have it all.
Chrissy, a little relieved having pulled that match out after a tough first set?
Very relieved. Yeah, she had me running from side to side, and it was a real tough match, you know, mentally and physically. I thought after that first set, you know, I would be surprised if she could keep up that level of tennis. And but even the second and third, you know, at times she still played real well, real aggressively, and I was surprised because I don't think she's had fantastic results this year, but I know that Gabriela is capable of playing great tennis, so I certainly didn't underestimate her at all in this match.
You seem physically stronger, you're serving a lot harder, your strokes a lot more penetrating than last year. It seemed like when you wanted to raise the level of play, you just went up 2 more notches in the second and third sets, especially from the middle of the second set.
Well, it seemed that whoever played aggressively won the point, you know, whether that meant coming into the net or hitting some big serves or, you know, trying to hit deeper and harder. Whoever had that momentum going usually won the point. And in the first set, she had it the whole set. You know, I was always, excuse me, on the defensive, and she wrong-footed me at times. But in the second set, as soon as I won a few games, I felt like I really hit my stride, and I tried to play more aggressively. Yeah.
Having had this good, tough match, which you've won now, and looking ahead into the draw, Carling Bassett next, and possibly the winner of Graf Mandlikova after that.
It's not easy, is it?
How are you looking into the second week now?
Well,
you happy with the way you're playing to go into the second week?
Yeah, you know, I had 3 easy matches the first week, and then I came up against Gabriela, who really is a level or 2 better than the opponents that I've played. So it's not going to be easy at all, because looking ahead at Carling and Steffi Graf and Hannah, you know, those 3 girls really are excellent clay court players and have done very, very well, have had excellent results. And whoever gets the final for sure will be match tough at that point to face Martina or whoever makes it on the other side. But I'm pleased. I'm very relieved that I won that match. You know, I think hopefully that will lift the level of my game a little bit more.
Today was such a tough match. Your composure was always in control. Everything was in control for you. Did you ever feel like after the first set, you know, really letting go of yourself and, you know, what am I going to do here? You know? But you never seemed to have that.
I was just really trying to hold on to it. Like you said, you know, the crowd was really starting to get excited. You know, maybe an upset in the making, and with the way Gabriela was playing, I just wanted to stay calm And I would have been surprised if she kept that up, really, for 2 sets, because she, you know, every point she just played great. And sure enough, as soon as she made 1 or 2 errors, she let me back into the match, and then I felt like, you know, I'd hit my stride in the middle of the 2nd set. And then I felt it was a great match, and no matter what happened in that 3rd set, I thought we both, you know, we both really put up a good fight. And as I said before, she played well, and I'm just relieved that I got past that match.
Chrissy, thanks very much. Great to see you in the 2nd week.
Thanks, Vijay.
On the 6th day of the French Open, one defending champion, Mats Wilander, has gone down, and Chris Evert Lloyd has stayed in the tournament. Our coverage brought to you by GTE. We can do business with your business. And by the Weller Corporation, the makers of Weller Moose and Weller Balsam. Nobody does it better. And by Michelob Light, super premium taste and less filling beer. Who says you can't have it all? When we come back, we will come back live to a 5-setter going on at center court of the Roland Garros courts of the '86 French Open Championship.